Today we're putting a wing on a B-26 Marauder. We've been working on this thing for 18 years and they're really proud of this fact. It's a very important day. The second wing will go on next week. Now there's only 7 of these in the whole world. There's 1 in France and there's 6 in the United States. So it's a very rare aircraft. It's one that we've been working on the most of the time at Maps Air Museum.
This is number 99 out of the first 201 of its type built. It was headed up to Alaska in early 1942 to fend off a diversionary attack by the Japanese. Unfortunately, it was flying with 2 other ships, and they ran into some bad weather. They didn't have good maps or anything. They were running out of daylight. So they opted to land all 3 of them into a field, kind of in the Canadian Rockies, and they were on their way to Alaska, just never made it that far. So they did forced landings, and all the crew got out safely. About a year later, the Army Air Corps came out, salvaged parts off of them, and just left them as wrecks. And then about 1971-72, David Talashay, who's kind of famous for fighter bomber restaurants, including the 100th Bomb Group in Cleveland. He was a warbird pilot, and he wanted to recover these, heard of them, and went out on an expedition in, I think, 1971, and they rescued all 3 of them, took them to California, and there he got one restored to flying condition, and this one just kind of sat in parts. And by the early 90s, came out to the Ohio area. It went to 2 other museums before coming to MAPS in 1994. And I personally became involved with it in late 96 and been crew chief on it since 98. So we're just looking to make a static restoration. Will not be flyable. So that's where we're at today. We want to get the wings put on and put the landing gear on it and make a display out of it.
We have 36 displays of POWs. The 3 I talked about, Rosie the Riveter and Pearl Harbor. We actually have a piece of the USS Arizona, and that classifies us as a National War Memorial. So we've got a lot. We're a hidden gem here, and people need to come out and see this place.